When it comes to Christmas video games, there are very few that were sold as full retail games. Quite often, Christmas games acted as demos for a full game, with less content overall, but a holiday theme tacked on to set it apart from a regular demo or shareware version. But today we've got one that's a full game unto itself, Days Before Christmas. Developed by Funcom Productions and published by Sunsoft in 1994 for the Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo consoles. If you've never heard of it, I don't blame you, since finding a physical copy of the game is no easy task. Apparently, the Mega Drive version was released exclusively in Australia for whatever reason, and is the only Mega Drive game to hold that distinction. And the SNES version was set to be released in the US and Europe, but Sunsoft USA went bankrupt before that could happen, so the only one to come to that system was the European PAL release. We'll be looking at that SNES version for this review. The game starts off with a stretchy logo and some ho-ho-hos.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
You then have the option to choose some optional options and play either a 1 or 2 player game. There is no difference between the modes except that with 2 players you switch off every level or whenever someone dies. And since I am composed of only one human being and a single personality, I'm going to go with 1 player for the rest of the video. Before you actually get to do anything, you get to read a backstory written in cheesy rhyme with far more information than is required. Basically, your Santa crap has been stolen by an evil snowman, a pocket watch, a giant mouse, and a storm cloud. Okay. You've got 24 days, or levels, before Christmas to collect all the stolen presents, reindeer, and elves, and save Christmas for all the little materialistic children. It's quite similar to other Christmas games I've reviewed, most notably Official Father Christmas, except here it's not your douche-tastic elves to blame for all the larceny. I still don't trust those guys though, they're just one step away from planning a mutiny even if Santa saves them from certain death. But what sets Days Before Christmas apart is how impressively decent the game is. Days uses source code from another Funcom platform game, We're Back, A Dinosaur's Tale, and if you've played that, then you kinda know what to expect here. It's 2D side-scrolling platforming at its most amazingly average. The controls are solid enough, and the graphics and sound are nice, but there's really nothing special or groundbreaking by any means. It's a no-frills platforming experience that doesn't take many chances and doesn't really stand out from the crowd as a result. I do think Days Before Christmas inches ahead as the better game though, and not just for its Christmassy atmosphere. The goal here is to run around and avoid enemies while unwrapping and collecting presents. Sometimes they have something good, sometimes they have something bad, because this game enjoys toying with your expectations. You control Santa with the D-pad, of course, and you have a button for jumping and a button for shooting dudes with your magic beard waft, or whatever it is. Though it only works up to a certain distance, and since the camera is so zoomed in and you're not quite in the center of the screen when running, you'll often find yourself taking it slow just to make sure you don't accidentally bump into something. Thankfully, there's a pretty generous invincibility time once you've been hit, and you have several health points, or Santa hats, before you actually lose a life. And if you do die, you can just use a password to go back to more or less where you left off. And all the controls really do feel solid. It's not too floaty, not too much or too little momentum, it just feels right. Plus all the animations are smooth and quick enough that it doesn't feel like a burden to play, unlike certain other holiday platformers like Santa's Christmas Caper. Unfortunately, you do have a bunch of really annoying bottomless pits to fall down, just like A Dinosaur's Tale, especially in the later stages of the game, and I hate that, seriously. A few of them here and there, that's fine, but when entire levels consist of leaps of faith due to not knowing where the next floating platform is going to be, then I take issue with that. And when the rest of the game is only adequate, then it's just that much more noticeable. In fact, disregarding the overzealous usage of bottomless pits, the rest of the game is a bit too easy, even a bit boring. The levels have a nice bit of variety in location and music though, so that's nice. Well, they do until the styles start repeating themselves every 4 or 5 levels, then they start getting increasingly grating. There is one thing that kinda helps break up the monotony though, and that's when you transform into Anti-Claus. Collect a cup of coffee and you sprout devil horns, blue clothing, and an attitude. Run around smashing everything with your sack and enjoy complete invincibility. It only lasts like 10 seconds unless you change it in the options, but it's fun while it's there. Dang it, I kinda want a game where you go around playing as this guy. He's all pissed and awesome. I mean, if I were Santa and my hard work was stolen by a bunch of clay fighter rejects, then I'd go around bashing everyone over the head with my sack too. But sadly, you're back to the regular Santa before long, and it's back to stepping carefully and watching for cheap deaths. You do get a reprieve every so often, though, once you come across a boss fight, although calling it a fight is overstating it a bit, since you just dodge a couple basic attack patterns and hit them a few times in the face with your magic poof powder, or even a fire power-up. Yeah, I don't know why you can't keep this through the rest of the game, but whatever, 90s platform logic, man. Once you finish off the boss, you get to deliver all the presents you gathered to various locations around the world, like London with its Union Jack hot air balloons, and Russia with its spacecraft landing modules or something. Just drop the gifts from the back end of your sleigh down into the smoking chimneys, and don't worry about colliding with any buildings because they're about as harmful as a fly is to an M1 Abrams. And that's it for this game. Days Before Christmas is pretty okay. As far as Christmas games go, it could be a whole lot worse. See my previous Christmas game videos I've done in years past for evidence of that. But the game just isn't tremendously engaging. It plays it very safe, and as a result, it's not incredibly interesting beyond the initial, oh, it's Santa Claus, and you're doing stuff. It's Christmas, so I should play these kind of games. Otherwise, it's not going to stand out, especially among other platformers from the mid-90s. I mean, this was 1994. You had all sorts of great stuff by then. But yeah, if you're looking for a Christmas game that isn't completely awful, I would check this one out. Although good luck finding a copy, because it's pretty much impossible to find for a decent price. So yes, this probably wasn't much help at all. So, yep. I hope you enjoyed the rather useless information.